Hi everyone, I had to come back. That other video was very short. So this is Anastasia with One Cosmic Heart, and I am in the yard picking violets before I mow the lawn. And it's kind of a funny story. Like every year I scramble to harvest the dandelion flowers and the violet flowers before we mow the lawn. And of course you can't wait too long because then the grass will just get too high, and it's harder on the lawnmower, and we have to start and stop and start and stop it. So anyway, I think I'm gonna just do the front of the yard today with the lawnmower because there's a lot of violets in the back, and I certainly won't pick all of them, but I do need to, or I want to pick a decent amount because every year I will add some violets to a particular vinegar that I make, and I'm thinking of maybe doing I might just do a class that's recorded and have that ready for people. So if anyone's watching and they're interested, I make a vinegar with apple cider vinegar. I won't give you all the ingredients right now, but apple cider vinegar, and it's for the heart. So I've chosen different plants and herbs that help with heart health that I put in it. So when I go to use a vinegar in a salad or wherever you use vinegar, I don't use white vinegar anymore. I use that to clean, but if I'm intaking vinegar, I like to use apple cider vinegar because there's a lot of good healing properties in that. So I'm getting a little off track, but not really, so thanks for bearing with me. Okay, so the vinegar, the heart healthy vinegar, is where I'm adding fresh violets to. And then I also add it to, I make medicinal oils as well. So that's separate. I keep the oil and the vinegar separate. And so anyway, so the purpose of this video was, let me see, I'm gonna just see if I can successfully, oh good. All right, here are some violets that are growing, like a bunch of violets all clustered together, and there's a dandelion or a few dandelions that I'm gonna harvest those because I've been putting them in an oil that I make. So here you go, and what I want to show you is so I'm picking the flowers and I'm gonna pick the leaves of the violet. Do you guys see how that's shaped like a heart? Can you see that? Even though this is curled, this is like, you know, there are other plants and flowers that bloom in the garden that are heart-shaped, but this is pretty perfect, except for, it's perfect, it's just the tops are curled. So that is a heart, basically. And in the herbal world, there's this thing called the doctor of signatures. So when when a plant or an herb looks like a body part, then that plant or herb is really good and supports that body part. So this is great heart medicine. And I don't have all the properties at the tip of my tongue, so that's something you can look up. But I do know that it is good for heart health, as are the beautiful flowers. So we've got purple and white in our yard, and sometimes it's a dark purple and sometimes it's a light purple. And then I've got my glass bowl here that I'm collecting all of that in. And I'll probably collect for a few more days. Let's see. What else did I want to tell you about this? Oh, this is very cool. I'm sure some of you have seen violet flowers placed on cakes or desserts. Sometimes the flower just like all on its own, and sometimes they candy it and I've never done that, but they, you know, might put it in a sugar syrup solution. I'm not sure how they do it, but I'm sure it's easy enough. But you will often see these on desserts. Violets are edible. That's the whole point of this part. Violets are edible. Now, I want to put out a disclaimer. Definitely before you eat anything, there's two things. One is you should go online and check out if you're on any kind of medication. You can go to WebMD and you can pop in. I've popped in so many different herbs and plants that are edible, of course. And just to, when I've looked at thinking of different people that might be on a particular medication, and I'll plop in the med that they're on, because it will tell you if this is contraindicated. So that's number one. See if it's contraindicated if you're on any meds. Also, if you have never tasted something before and you're tasting it for the first time and it is edible, make sure you're not allergic. And how would you know that? Because sometimes it's too late. By the time you've consumed it, it's too late. So what you want to do is you want to try a little piece of it. So try a little piece and see if you have a reaction to it. That's the best way. And if you're unsure and are a little weary, then I would say don't do it at all. And we never know when we're going to be allergic to something. Sometimes you can eat something your whole life and there's no allergic reaction, and then 10 years later, you know, you might eat something and there's an allergic reaction to it. Our bodies do change, so just be mindful of that. So I don't want everybody just running out and just starting to eat violets, but those two things. And number three, and this is for me just as important, to be honest, is don't pick and eat anything if you are spraying things on your lawn. If you're in close proximity to neighbors that do heavy duty, like, you know, they're doing Roundup or they're trying to kill the dandelions in their yard. So that's like seeping in to their lawn, but also like going down into the water table. And I try to be cognizant of that. So if you're not spraying and doing stuff like that, they're edible, and I'm going to eat one. So the flowers are edible, the leaves are edible, the stem is edible, the whole thing. The root is probably fine too, but I've dug them up, but I've never eaten them. You could probably make a tea with the root, and that's something, again, look up before you do that. So if you chew the leaf, it is, I have a hard time saying this word, but it feels slimy in your mouth. Once it's mixed with your saliva, it's mucilaginous or something like that. I can't say the word. I'm gonna probably have to type it. But there are constituents in here where once you start chewing on it, you'll get like a slimy feeling in your mouth, and that's totally normal. So if you decide to do that, don't freak out. You don't get that with the flower and the stem. The flower, I don't even taste anything. There isn't like a smell for me, and there isn't a taste, but the stem is crunchy. It's really crunchy. It's like that, is it water chestnuts that you get when you get Chinese food, like the round, white, crunchy, I think they're called water chestnuts. So the stem doesn't taste like a water chestnut, but it's crunchy like a water chestnut. And it doesn't really have flavor. I just love, I love crunching. Oh my God. I love it. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And I'm going to eat the flower too. So yummy. I'm not allergic, so I feel comfortable doing that. The other way, I don't imagine a lot of people are just doing that, but when I'm out in the garden and there is something edible, I'll take a taste of it. Like rose petals, depending on, again, if they're not being sprayed, or I'll share that in another video. But some rose petals, I wouldn't go for all of them, are fine to eat. What you can do, if you don't want to just eat them like me, like a heathen, like an herbal heathen, is you can pop the flower off and put that in your salads, or like steamed vegetables. You can cut up the stem, and again, in salads or steamed vegetables, and the leaf, if you have some scissors, you can cut that up and put it in your salad. And even though I said it has like it becomes like slimy. If you cut this up in a salad, like if I took this leaf here and cut it up, let's say into, just randomly with my scissors, like six or seven different pieces, once that's in your salad, you're really not going to get that mucilaginous, please somebody help me with that word. I just cannot say it today. So if you cut it up, you're not going to get that consistency in your mouth when you're eating a salad. So don't be afraid of that. And I'm not afraid of eating it. It's just, here, I'm going to eat a little bit of the leaf. And these leaves right now are really small. So very small. But as they grow, they're going to get bigger. The leaves are definitely going to get bigger. One other thing I wanted to say, and I forgot. Oh, so violets are known for their heart health properties. I believe, and I'd have to double check this, I think they're also good for helping your lymphatic system. I think that is something that I read years ago. A lot of herbs that are, or plants that grow in the spring, help the body to detox, because in most places, like here in the Northeast where I am, we've had a long cold winter, and some of us may have been eating heavier foods. You know, we might not have been eating a lot of salads and light fare foods. So in the spring, Mother Nature knows, oh, the people are going to need a detox. The people have been eating heavier food. They're going to need to have like a cleanse to their system. So Mother Nature, just in her beautiful wisdom, does put the medicine out appropriately. So in spring, there are a lot of things you can do for a cleanse. I believe, like I said, I have to double check, but I believe that violets are one of those that help with supporting the lymphatic system in your body. So it does not like take the place of a lymphatic session or massage or anything like that, but it can help. So I hope I wasn't too in the dark in this video. The sun is behind me, so, but hopefully you guys could see me a little bit, hear the birds in the background, and I do have a bunch of things to do this afternoon, but I did want to just take a moment and share this beautiful medicine with you. And if you don't have any contraindications with meds, and if you don't think you're allergic, I invite you, if you can get some violets from a clean area, not sprayed. Oh, also, this is also important. Try not to pick anything that's too close to the road. I think the rule is 100 feet from the road because of the asphalt that they've laid down, and the asphalt is just, you can smell it when they're pouring it, so pretty like toxic in my opinion. So if you can avoid picking anything too close to the road, you are going to be that much better off for it, because all of that stuff does you know, it can be absorbed in the soil on your property if you're picking like right at the curb or near the driveway. So we have dandelions and violets that grow in the front yard. That's the only thing that I would be tempted to pick, but I don't. I leave everything in the front yard. The bees, the honeybees, love the dandelions. I think the bumblebees do too, but bees love the pollen in the dandelions, so I just leave all of those in the front for the bees. And I think I've seen some flies land on the dandelions, and ants. Ants love to crawl up on the dandelion, so they're probably collecting some of the pollen too. I oftentimes, when I cut the flower off, I'll have to knock off like a little ant. So yeah, okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you learned something. Leave a comment in the bottom if you'd like, questions or comments. Let me know if you've tried a violet. Have you eaten a violet? All right, I'm off for the rest of my day, but I look forward to checking in with you next time. Thanks for watching.